What's up, Taurus? Welcome to your eclipse reading. This is for Taurus, Sun, rising, Venus. We'll be taking a look into the energies regarding this total lunar eclipse in Scorpio. See what you guys could be currently dealing with, what you can expect for the next 6 months as this energy plays out, with some insight, wisdom, guidance overall. See what's going on for you. I hope that you're doing well. If you want to book a private reading with me, the information for that is listed in the description box down below. And if you want to follow me over on my Instagram, TikTok, you can find me at Jadestone Tarot. So let's get into this. We have some cards trying to come out. We have full moon eclipse. Well, isn't that fitting? So this eclipse, oh, that's too many, Spirit. This eclipse is going to be, for my Taurus risings, you're going to be feeling this the most, but it'll be transiting your 7th house, which is all about partnerships, contracts, marriage, your commitments, your relationships with others. So that's going to be definitely a focus, or some themes that are going to be in relation to that. So keep that in mind. You are also going to be feeling this heavily because since it's going to be in Scorpio, Scorpio is your counterpart, and yeah, you'll definitely be feeling the vibes, feeling this intense ass energy. You might already be feeling it currently. The eclipse is next week on Monday, so we're already going through this energy. Plus we had the new moon eclipse in your sign like a few weeks ago. So I'm just pulling some cards, getting a feel for the energy at play here. It definitely looks like there's transformation taking place for you. Major shifts are going to be happening for the next 6 months. So yeah, just give me a second as I get the messages out for Taurus, Sun, rising, Venus regarding this eclipse energy. What is going on? Oh, look, Scorpion coming out because we got the full moon in Scorpio. Triggers coming up for you to work through, for you to unlearn. Oh yeah, new lessons as well with the eagle and dragonfly coming through, new perspectives being gained, clarity coming up. Okay, oh my god, the cards are just talking. We have lies, the shadows. There's lots of healing taking place, as well as like healing in relationships, helping others out, your friends, your family, those who you are committed to, those who are married. There's definitely the energy of healing others as well as healing yourself, but pretty intense, I won't lie. Kind of like as if your energy is like a beacon of light. Oh my god, we have Jihubia, the singers of healing, and Waskana. Wow, very powerful energy. Okay. We got a lot to talk about here. Let's break this shit down. You guys have a full moon card, full moon eclipse energy, and then we have 2 new moons. So full moon's all about endings and new beginnings. Some of you could be experiencing endings in certain relationships since it is transiting your 7th house. Some of you with this eclipse in Scorpio, you might be noticing certain relationships are fading out. You might be going through some endings. Some of you could be going through a bit of a breakup, right? Just throwing it out there. Obviously it's not going to be for everybody, but this is a time of endings and changes to your relationships in your life, and even the relationship you have with yourself. Communications being highlighted, something to do with communication. Oh, you know what? Mercury retrograde. Mercury retrograde, it partially in Gemini for like the first little bit, and then mostly in your sign, Taurus. So you're going to be feeling that too. So communication issues might be part of this, mostly for the next month and a half, I would say. Not so much like 6 months in advance, right? But especially with Mercury retrograde for the next month or so, miscommunication, misunderstandings, butting heads with your loved ones, especially in your romantic relationships, for those that are in a relationship or out dating, mingling with new connections, new people. But this can even be in relation to all people in your life, friends, family, people that you work with. Yeah. So communications being highlighted here. There might be some misunderstandings or just like confusions, not necessarily being on the same page. And that might result in like, heated conversations or things like that. We'll hold on to that. Communication's key. There might also be something to do with like needing to speak your truth or needing to be honest, because let's be realistic here, no one's a mind reader. Right? It's like you and your if you're in a relationship, it's like something's wrong with them. You're like, yo, what's wrong? And they're like, nothing's wrong. But it's like clearly something's wrong. So it's like you got to communicate here. You got to communicate with me. And also, communication is one thing. Comprehension is another. It's like you can talk all you want, but if no one's understanding the language that you're speaking, it's not going to go anywhere, right? And then we have new moon in Virgo, a time to give rather than take. A time to give rather than take. Something about the energies that you've been, like the give and receive in your relationships is being brought to your attention. So whether there is a balance in your partnerships and it feels fair and it feels balanced and it's like, okay, there's a nice give and take, or there needs to be some sort of adjustments regarding that. Okay, there might need to be some shifts. I'm kind of picking up on this energy of resentment. For some of you, you might be resenting a person or people in your life that you feel like they haven't been giving the same amount that you've been giving to them. Maybe you feel like you've been overextending yourself, bending backwards for these people or individual in your life, and you feel like the energy is not reciprocated, and then it just, this energy, this frustration, sadness, anger, it builds up within you, and there's resentment here. And the Scorpion, which is funny because we got this eclipse in Scorpio taking place, it is asking you to be honest. It's asking you to communicate. So if, it kind of goes back to that example that I was saying. It's like, oh, what's wrong? What's wrong, Taurus? Nothing's wrong. Right? Maybe that's you. Maybe you're the one who's saying like, nothing's wrong, but clearly something has you pissed off. Something has you upset. Something has you triggered in some sort of way. You got to communicate that. You gotta be honest. If something's bothering you, if something is on your mind, you gotta speak up. And although it might be uncomfortable, it's what's needed. You really need to. That's what's going to bring healing. That's what's going to bring peace. That's what's going to strengthen your connections. Holy shit, my dog upstairs. Do you hear that shit? Oh my god, love her. Anyways, communication is being highlighted here, and I was gonna say something, but literally my dog distracted me, so love that. Your career might be more of a focus as well. There could be some changes regarding your career. Some of you might be changing jobs or wanting something that will be more rewarding, especially financially more rewarding. Maybe you've been busting your ass off and you feel like you haven't been appreciated. Again, things like that where you may feel like the energy imbalance, there's an energy imbalance, and you feel as if you might not be appreciated for what you do and what you give. So there will be changes regarding that here. With the eagle does talk about divine orchestration. It also talks about stepping into new lessons. It's going to be a very transformative 6 months for you, for sure, especially when it's revolving around your relationships. Some of you have been staying in certain relationships. Oh my god, really, girl? Why are you fucking doing this? What? Just like scratching the floor. Like, oh my god. Some of you, let's get back on track here. Let's get back on track. Let me cleanse the energy a little bit. Take some deep breaths with y'all, okay? Release any tension in your body, in your jaw. So sorry, you guys. I just gotta recalibrate my focus for a moment, okay? Goddamn. So, some of you have been staying in a relationship, a partnership, this can be in friendships too, where like you're staying in them, although you may have outgrown them, or you may no longer really resonate with them, or you may not get along with them the same way you used to, but you keep them in your life because you don't want to be alone. There might be that energy coming up for you to reevaluate. Okay, that's a message for someone. It's like, if you've been doing that, there's going to be some lessons to learn regarding that. But yeah, I'm just keep getting the energy of honesty. Really needing to speak your truth, because it's almost like some of you have been really swallowing, holding back, biting back your tongue to keep the peace, but it's not keeping the peace within you. You are at war with yourself. You are struggling internally. You don't feel good internally, emotionally. You're just like feeling all these types of ways, and that's not creating peace. You're just avoiding the inevitable. So, Dragonfly coming out here. There is also a new perspective that you're gaining with this eclipse. With this eclipse, bringing illumination to these topics, to these themes, to your relationships, to these possible issues, or not necessarily like the worst things, but like, you know, areas that could use some adjustments, some tweaks, some changes. Your emotions are also changing too. Your perspective is shifting as you are, you know, like as you communicate these issues that are bothering you, your emotions, or the things that are on your mind, or you're communicating to your partner, like, listen, I feel like I am giving. I feel like you're not meeting me in the middle here. How do they react? Do they listen, open ears, and they actively want to work together, meet you in the middle, or do they get defensive, and do they start arguing with you, or like, you know, shit like that? Just like pay attention to when you address these issues in your relationships, whether this is friendships, business, family, romantic. When you address these issues or your concerns, pay attention to how they react to that, whether they are responsive and they hear you, or if they immediately start deflecting or trying to manipulate the situation where you now feel like you're the bad guy and that you should have kept your mouth shut. Like, fuck no. Communication's key, and if you feel like you can't communicate without being attacked or without an argument starting, that is bringing a new awareness for you. Something needs to change here, because this isn't working, right? So then that some of you might be experiencing endings in significant partnerships, relationships in the next 6 months, right? You might be like, okay, I'm gonna just give it some time. Let's just see where it goes. But then 6 months from now, when we have the eclipses again, right? Happens every 6 months, and it'll be an eclipse in your sign, Taurus. It'll be a total lunar eclipse in Taurus. 6 months from now, it's gonna be like, okay, checkpoint, Taurus, where you're at. Is this relationship working? You gave it 6 months. Was there a shift? Was there improvement? Or is it time to say bye-bye? Some of you are going to be experiencing shifts like that in the next 6 months, like changes in your partnerships, contracts, marriage for some of you. Things like that. It's going to be really significant, and it really requires you to look at these things. So we have the Age of Light. You've been training for this for lifetimes. Transformation. Things are changing at a cellular level. Deep healing. Break the chain. Ancestral patterns. Healing and rewriting the future. So there's massive transformation taking place in the next 6 months for you, Taurus. Transformation. I was going to call you Transformation Taurus. There's major transformation taking place. As you're unlearning certain mindsets, beliefs, you are having change in your perspective. As you're going through these changes internally, it's reflecting everywhere around you, in your relationships, in your environments. Like, everything is shifting, literally, even on a cellular level. Okay, like, energetically speaking, Taurus, your vibration's raising. And let's be real here. As you're integrating all these lessons, as you are working on yourself, as you are raising your vibration, not everybody is going to be joining you, unfortunately. Some people will, some people fall behind. You may notice in the next 6 months, certain relationships, I've been saying this, I keep saying this throughout this reading, you might be noticing that certain people that you were once really close with, like even currently, you might be best friends with this one person or a couple people or a group of people, and you're like, yeah, they're my soul tribe, they're with me to the very end. 6 months from now, you might look back and be like, wow, that person isn't in my life anymore. I'm no longer friends with this person. This person, we're cool, but we're not really close like we used to be. You might notice that there are shifts taking place in crucial relationships in your life currently. But that's not necessarily a bad thing. And I'm not saying that you and these people are going to be enemies and you guys are going to fucking hate each other and fight. And no, but like, as you are changing, as you are growing, as you're learning your own lessons, so are the people around you, and you guys there could be a shift in the energies. You guys just outgrow each other. You're just no longer on that same wavelength that you once were, and that's okay. And that happens as you go through these changes. It's inevitable. People come into our life. Some stay, some leave, some teach us lessons, some, it's just kind of how life goes. So it goes. So just keep that in mind. And as you are doing the work and you're breaking through these ancestral patterns and these old beliefs and these limitations, restrictions, triggers, cycles, as you are overcoming that, you're rewriting your future. Changes are taking place. Healing is taking place. Singers of healing. Number 10. 10s are known for completion, endings, new beginnings. You're healing on such a deep level. And your healing is triggering other people. So we go back to some relationships may fall back. Some relationships may leave your life. Some relationships are going to strengthen. This is going to be a time that really shows you who's with you and who's not. Who's like really part of your soul tribe versus who's just kind of more on like a superficial level, or just like, again, nothing's wrong with that, right? But with lies, what is this? Lies, the shadows. This is also the energy of drawing in a lot of injured people. So like as you are raising your vibration, as you are healing, transforming, and like actively working on yourself, it is attracting people who like look to you for guidance or look to you for help or support. Like this is the energy of being a beacon of light, or like a moth being drawn to a big bright light in the darkness, right? You might be noticing that people in your life currently, or even throughout the next 6 months, you might be drawing a lot more attention. Or wait, hold on. How do I explain this? Like those moths, those who need healing, who need like some sort of guidance, or even just by you teaching them certain lessons, like help them grow on their soul's journey. So I'm kind of getting like this student teacher energy where you might be the teacher and you're helping these students like learn certain lessons. So it's like you definitely have a significant role in other people's lives, where even, let's go back to those examples I was saying, like you speaking your truth might offend others. You speaking your truth and addressing issues about how certain relationships are unrequited, or you may feel like there's an imbalance, you addressing those issues and people getting triggered by that and may fall back out of your life. By you standing up, by you addressing these issues, not only is that a lesson for you to really speak your truth and stay true to you and your values, but it's also triggering these individuals, or it gives them the opportunity, right? They have free will. They got a choice whether they want to join with you or stay where they're at, and that's their choice, and nothing wrong with that, right? But you give them the opportunity for their souls to grow and evolve. So that's the energy of lies, the shadow. It's like she's a healer. You might also be, this is the energy of like being a counselor or even a therapist, or again, you might just be the type of person where people are just drawn to you. And I mean, also keep in mind of boundaries that you set. Boundaries, because if you got weak boundaries, you might notice that everybody's dropping all their burdens, all their issues, all their problems, all their onto you. And like, that can be exhausting. That can be very draining. So remember boundaries. Boundaries are extremely important, but again, very healing energy, significant changes that you are creating in other people's lives, just by you being you, just by you actively staying true to you and stepping into your authenticity and working on yourself. It's triggering those around you, and some people may not like it, but that's on them. Why are they getting triggered? That's their own issues. That's their own journey. That's for them to figure out, not for you to. Jehubia. Now I'm pretty sure this talks about your fears. Pretty sure this talks about illusions. I'm gonna look it up in the book because there's a few cards I'm not too familiar with. This is still like pretty new deck for me, but I find I learn better as I use them, integrate them into my readings. But we have Lost Gun, and this talks about self-discovery. So the next 6 months, man, self-discovery, learning more about yourself, learning more about, like, new things, as well as diving deeper into the things that you already have currently, right? So diving deeper into your current relationships, learning more about them through, learning more about yourself through your relationships, as well as new connections coming in that are going to help you learn more about yourself, as well as you helping them learn more about themselves. You get me? Like, there's like this really interesting energy at play here. So yeah, this is about like learning from the new and even learning from the old. Now, Jehubia, let me look that up real quick. Imaginary fears, unreal hazards, and realistic caution. Let's see. It's time to look for the truth behind our fears, distinguish what's real versus what's just a projection of old traumas and fears into our imaginary future. By diving into old patterns, we can see past them to a more liberating life. Only by facing these fears, which is funny, like scorpion, eagle, dragonfly, which was kind of what we were talking about. Only by diving through these fears, whatever I said, seeing them for what they really are, do we gain greater ability to open our hearts and gain strength to face the really difficult challenges in our lives. Each false fear confronted and resolved makes us stronger. So, pretty powerful stuff. And again, that kind of ties in with the eagle. It's like learning new lessons that might be challenging, but helps you become stronger, helps you know yourself even better. Seems like it's a very, very transformative time for you. It's like changes in your relationships with others, but also with yourself. Okay? So with all that being said, let's pull some tarot messages and see, like, the next 6 months, what can you expect to play out as you integrate this energy, as you go through these lessons, as you learn to really communicate your truth and speak honestly with others. What is like the expected outcome, or what can Taurus expect? Of course, based off current timelines, shit can change. You got your free will, but just like based off the vibes, based off this energy that we're picking up on for Taurus, what can Taurus expect to play out for the next 6 months, or what can Taurus expect for these next 6 months? It's funny because I just have to point this out. 6 of Pentacles is at the bottom, which is all about balance, give and take. Moon reverse. Funny, because this came out in Scorpio's reading. Illumination, right? That's that eclipse energy, bringing you to this new awareness, this new understanding of what needs to change, what's no longer working for you. We have the Princess of Wands coming out. Really positive, really optimistic. You're feeling really good about the future. I said that so weird. Feeling really good about the future. We also have the 6 of Swords. Yeah, really just positive about moving forward, where you're headed. 9 of Pentacles, really just getting grounded, getting your independence. We also have Queen of Swords reverse and the 9 of Swords. Okay. We also have the 5 of Wands. I feel like that goes with that little pile there. King of Swords. Yeah, that's kind of what I was feeling. It's like triggering other people. We even have the Lovers coming out. Gemini energy. Anything else for Taurus for the next 6 months? We got the Alchemist. Anything else for Taurus for the next 6 months regarding this eclipse energy? Last shuffle. Okay. Yeah. All right. I think that's it. So we're going to leave it there. High Priestess at the bottom. We also have 10 of Pentacles reverse. Okay, so you guys, let's talk about this. Regarding yourself, unrelated to your relationships, unrelated to everything external, when it comes down to you and yourself and your journey, you're looking awesome. The next 6 months, beautiful. You're getting this illumination with this, oh my god, distractions. With this eclipse in Scorpio, you are getting the illumination of what needs to change, what action needs to be taken, what you need to address. You're looking through these things, you're feeling your emotions, you're embracing it. You're embracing the change, right? You have the very positive outlook regarding these changes. I fucking love that for you, right? Page of Wands, you're feeling positive, you're feeling confident, you're feeling really lighthearted. You're like, bring it on, bring it on. I'm here for it. I'm liking it so far. You've got the Six of Swords. It's all about moving to calmer, more peaceful times in your life. Like, that's all you want. You just want peace. You just want harmony. You don't have time for drama or any of the bullshit, any of the crap, you know? Really just focusing on getting your shit together, working on even yourself, your health, just feeling more confident and grounded within you, independent, especially since, you know, relationships are being highlighted here. It's like, in what ways have you been reliant on others? You know, certain needs that you have been demanding from others for some. So we go back to a time to give rather than take. It's like, maybe you've been taking, not necessarily like taking from others, but it's like, for example, it's up to you to fill your cup up first. It's up to you to take care of yourself and make sure that you are good on the inside. It's no one's job to make you happy. And that could be something that you're realizing. It's like, oh, I need to fill my cup up first. I can't be demanding someone to fill my cup up for me. Like, I gotta put me first, you know? So learning to give to yourself rather than taking from others, or like, you get me? So for some, it's like you're realizing like, wow, independence is so important to have. Even though I'm in a relationship or a partnership marriage, like, it's great to have that companionship in my life and that support in my life. But at the end of the day, like, I gotta have my own back. I gotta be independent and stable and grounded within me. Despite who is in my life, despite who comes, who goes, who stays, you know, you really gotta make sure that you, on your own, no matter what, that you are good. Right? That no one can take your confidence, your security, your stability away from you, because you already have it. No one can take it from you. Right? So that's something that you're realizing here. And so on an individual level, awesome, amazing, it's beautiful. Now, kind of like what I was saying, is how as you are really stepping into your power, really stepping into your strength, your confidence, you're speaking your truth, you're really showing up authentic to yourself, it's triggering others. It really is. And there may be moments where you're like, oh my God, am I being too harsh? Am I being too cold? Maybe I'm overreacting. Maybe I'm being too sensitive. Almost like you're fucking backtracking all this progression that you've been making, all this progress. It's almost like you try to backtrack because now you're in your head. As you've been confronting these things, as you've been speaking your truth, other individuals may not be as receptive to that. 10 of Pentacles reverse, 5 of Wands, and the King of Swords. Someone gets triggered. Someone's like, excuse me? What the fuck? You know? So, 5 of Wands. There might be a lot of misunderstandings. We go back to that miscommunication. Mercury retrograding in little bit of Gemini, mostly in Taurus. People getting triggered. We even had the Lovers come out too. Your partnerships, your relationships, marriage, even the Hierophant coming out. Marriage for some of you. Someone that you are in a deep, deep commitment to. Or even this can be talk about your career, shit like that. But like significant relationships where some people don't really jive with the new you in a way, you know? And so it has you second guessing yourself like, wait, they don't like this new version of me. They don't like that I'm speaking up. They don't like that I'm addressing this shit. They don't like that I'm not tolerating this treatment anymore. And your perspective on these people are starting to change. So, like I said, for some, you could be experiencing a bit of a shakeup in those relationships, where it reveals the foundations that actually aren't solid. And so there's the opportunity, you tear that shit down, rebuild something stronger, or it's just being torn down and call it quits, right? But I wouldn't be surprised is as you start really getting your strength and getting your confidence and working on becoming like the most authentic version of you, how that might trigger others. And as you are really stepping into your power and you're happy and you're confident, you're feeling really good, it almost appears as a threat to others who are getting triggered and they don't want to do the work. Like, again, you triggering some people, and some people are like, fuck yeah, right? And they're along with you and they're growing with you and it's beautiful and it's amazing. But I am picking up on an energy, like there's going to be at least one, if not a few people in your life that you may experience some sort of ending or shakeup or needing to rebuild a better foundation with them in order for it to work in the long run. So 7 of Pentacles with the Lovers coming out is like reevaluating your commitments, reevaluating the people, the connections in your life, who are in support of you, who want to see you grow, who are good for you, healthy for you. And like notice in the Lovers, right? We got a tree that's growing, we got these fruits, and then we got the other side who feels threatened by you making positive changes, by you setting boundaries, by you speaking your truth, by you taking back your energy and investing it towards yourself first. Who feels threatened by that? Who gets jealous? Who starts making it a problem? Who starts, that destructive energy and then has you second guessing, like, maybe I shouldn't have done that. Maybe I shouldn't be speaking my truth. Maybe I should shut up. Maybe I should bite my tongue again. Fuck no. No. So there's that energy of reevaluating, like, who's with me and who's against me, Whew. But in the end, we have the Alchemist out here. You have the upper hand. You're able to channel this energy outwards in a really good way. And you're able to come out top here as a winner. All right? We have the High Priestess, 2 of Swords, and the Empress at the bottom. It's like, by you guys making the decision to work on yourself, right? Because that's a choice. You don't have to work on yourself, but if you do, you come out as the Empress, which is Taurus energy as well as Libra. So I see that you're going through a glow up the next 6 months. I see that this eclipse energy is creating really significant changes in your relationships, especially. We have Gemini energy out as well as Pisces, brain fart, and Taurus and Libra. So letting you guys know the zodiac signs out here. But yeah, really significant time. Conclusions are within reach. I don't know if I read that from the full moon eclipse card. Conclusions within reach. Very interesting time. That's what I got for you. So I hope that you found this helpful and insightful, Taurus. If you did, let me know in the comments below. If you want to book a private reading with me, the information for that is in the description box. And if you want to follow me on my Instagram and TikTok, that's at Jadestone Tarot. You can find me over there. And I'm going to let you go. Thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Take care.